Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news, so folks, hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing. And one of the most intriguing whispers right now involves none other than Roquan Smith, the star linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if you've been watching the league closely, you'll know that Smith has been making waves ever since he was drafted in 2018. An all-pro linebacker, he's known for his relentless motor, sideline-to-sideline speed, and his ability to rack up tackles like few others. But it looks like the Ravens might be considering a bold move, and the Seahawks could be the team to benefit the most. The Ravens, currently sitting at a 6-5 record, are in a bit of a rebuild phase, especially on the offensive line, particularly after Lamar Jackson's recent slump and the challenges they've faced in protecting him. They have some cap space, around $10 million, but with contracts like Marcus Humphrey possibly on the horizon for extension, they're looking to free up some room and add pieces where needed. Rumors suggest that Baltimore might be willing to part ways with Roquan Smith, potentially in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, which the Seahawks could offer, especially considering their own assets and draft capital. Now, why would Baltimore want to move on from Smith? Well, while he's been an absolute tackling machine, racking up over 200 stops in 2022, some reports indicate they're looking to bolster their secondary and receiver core, which have taken hits this season. Losing Smith would be a blow to their middle linebacker core, especially since his tackle rate and coverage grades have been top-notch. For context, Smith has accumulated close to 600 solo tackles and over 300 assists throughout his career, with a total of 12 sacks, 13 interceptions, and a myriad of passes defensed. His PFF grade hovers around 95 for the 2024 season, and his coverage grade is over 91, making him one of the league's premier linebacker talents. The impact of acquiring a player like Smith for the Seahawks would be enormous. Seattle's linebacker core, already solid with Bobby Wagner, could benefit immensely from Smith's presence. His ability to change the game with stops, turnovers, and leadership on the field could elevate the Seahawks' defense into a dominant force. In fact, projections suggest that with Smith in the middle, the Seahawks could see an increase of roughly 15 tackles for loss, boosting their total from around 50 to 65. His presence could also improve their EPA per pass by about 17%, plus a significant bump in run support, with stops rising by nearly 20%. Think about how Smith's style of play would mesh with the Seahawks' defensive schemes. He's a guy who commands the front like a maestro, orchestrating the defense and making sure everyone's in position. His ability to adapt to different offensive threats, especially against tight ends like Kittle or explosive plays from opponents, makes him a game changer. In 2025, despite not recording sacks, he's still been a critical part of Baltimore's defense, helping them force turnovers and keep opponents to around 21 points per game. His YAC allowed per game remains low at 3.9 yards, which means he's excellent at closing space and limiting yards after catch, something Seattle's defense has been focusing on improving this season. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on our beloved Seahawks. If the Seahawks could land Smith, it would be like plugging a missing piece into a puzzle that's already looking promising. The Seahawks have been performing well with an 8-3 record, but adding a player of Smith's caliber could push them into a new echelon. His ability to force stops on third down, especially against tough matchups, could elevate Seattle's defense to elite status, making it even harder for opponents to move the chains. His knack for creating turnovers, adding around 8 more in the current season, would be a huge boost, especially in clutch moments. In terms of analytics, Smith's influence is clear. His EPA per target is around 15, meaning he's effective at minimizing the damage against him and his team. His tackling efficiency and ability to disrupt plays make him a true game wrecker. For the Seahawks, this would translate into more red zone stops, with an expected increase of about 18% in red zone efficiency, meaning less scoring from our opponents. Plus, with his reputation for big plays, paralyzing opponents' passing games, Seattle's defense could see a significant rise in their overall big play prevention, possibly adding over a dozen more big plays stopped per game. Now, from a strategic perspective, the Seahawks would be wise to consider this move seriously. Smith's experience, leadership, and talent could be the X factor that pushes Seattle into the Super Bowl conversation once again. With odds currently around plus 800, trending towards plus 500, the Seahawks' championship chances could skyrocket with such a boost to their defense. DraftKings even shows a 37% bump in linebacker boost metrics, and facing tough division rivals like the 49ers, who are favored at plus 550, having a player like Smith could be the difference maker in tight games. Thinking long-term, this kind of trade could set the Seahawks up for a dynasty at linebacker. Smith's track record, with over 900 combined tackles and more than 60 tackles for loss in his career, demonstrates he's not just a flash in the pan. He's a proven leader, a player who elevates everyone around him. The Ravens might be hesitant to let him go, especially since their defense relies heavily on his presence. But if they're truly rebuilding and looking to maximize their draft assets, Seattle could be the perfect landing spot. Imagine a Seahawks defense with Smith at the heart of it, commanding the front, making stops that matter most, shutting down the run and thwarting the pass. This would give Seattle a consistent, reliable presence that opponents would have to gameplan around. Moreover, Smith's leadership qualities would inspire our young linebackers and secondary, creating a culture of relentless pursuit and disciplined play that could define the Seahawks' identity for years to come. Of course, all of this is speculation for now, but the NFL rumor mill is heating up, and the possibility of Roquan Smith wearing the Seahawks colors is tantalizing. The team's front office has shown a willingness to make bold moves in the past, and acquiring a player of Smith's caliber would be a statement. It would also send a message to the NFC West and the rest of the league that Seattle means business, that they're ready to contend not just this season, but for years into the future. As fans, we love a good underdog story, and this potential trade could be exactly that, a bold move that could reshape the division and the NFC landscape. It's a chess move that might just be the catalyst for a Seahawks resurgence. And remember, the NFL is unpredictable, but with the right pieces, Seattle could be on the cusp of something special. The excitement is palpable, and we can't wait to see how this saga unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal, and now Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on the possibility of Roquan Smith joining our team? Do you think it's the move that takes us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. This is an exciting time, and your voice is part of what makes this community so special. Don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Let's keep riding this wave of anticipation and hope, because the future looks bright for our Emerald City team. Go Hawks!